Hey guys, welcome to the Fight Days channel. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. It's so close, thanks for supporting me, guys. The Saudi authorities are ready to spend £200 million on a large-scale boxing evening at the end of this year, in which they want to attract 4 of the most famous and titled heavyweights in the world. Earlier, the presenter of the British sports radio station TalkSport, Simon Jordan, said that a duel for the title of absolute world champion could take place in Saudi Arabia in December. He described it as rumors circulating in the boxing community, but then they were confirmed by representatives of the boxers. Now Jordan talked about how the total budget of the show can be divided, and noted that a huge amount does not guarantee that the organizers will be able to agree with all participants. In addition, there may be difficulties with broadcast rights due to the contract of boxers with different TV channels. Rumors are starting to circulate about broadcast contracts and what to do with dozens of rights to Anthony Joshua's fights, or how to organize a joint broadcast, Jordan said, or about how the Saudis can divide the budget. Here's what I've heard in the most general terms. 200 million in total, 90 million of them are Fury, and 30 million each are Joshua and Wilder. This gives food for some thought. Will Joshua agree to 30 million? The presenter added, who are the main actors here? Who will provide the Saudis with the expected results so that they will be interested in organizing this show? In addition, Jordan noted boxers of this caliber are often more often that not by the size of the fees, but by how their fee looks in comparison with the fees of rivals. Then there is the question of shares. These guys expect to be paid as much as they deserve. Fury has an idea of his own worth, and for him it's a matter of principle, Jordan reminded. He will want to get most of the total budget. If Fury wants to get most of it, it will be the hardest to negotiate with him, and this will complicate the negotiations. If the budget is divided exactly in the proposal that I've heard, then I don't think Fury will be a source of problems. The written Thomas Hauser, known for his book about the legendary Muhammad Ali, wrote a note in The Guardian, which did not go unnoticed in boxing circles in the United Kingdom. Thomas Hauser talked about the prospects of former United heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. According to the writer, the bravest and most worthy thing Anthony can do is to hang his gloves on a nail. Hauser's arguments are Joshua's frequent chance of coaches, 3 defeats in the last 6 fights, and an inarticulate performance against Jermaine Franklin, and willingness to take risks in the ring has long provided himself financially. Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn from Matchtoom Boxing responded harshly to the author. Pension? If it's really time for someone to retire, it's probably Hauser himself. It's a game. Then he closed the defeat by taking almost all rounds with Franklin. What kind of pension are these people talking about? Wait, didn't White barely pass at Franklin? Is it time for him to retire too? Why didn't everyone say anything in his case? Hearn claims that ahead of Joshua megafight with Deontay Wilder, this will be one of the greatest fights in the history of heavyweight. What is the pension? Show me those fights in which Joshua got a good one. As for me, this is disrespectful. Why write in your notice about brain injuries, about other health hazards that boxers have? Why draw parallels with Ali? I have one question. Has he ever seen Anthony in fight? Can he name the fight in which Anthony was allegedly beaten? I understand everything. There are authors who have been writing about boxing for several decades. Yes, they need to be respected, and I would never be the first to touch a respected author. But there is a problem. Sometimes they start to feel like they are about the rest, since they have spent so much time in this sport. Eddie Hearn claims that he would have offered Joshua to end his career himself if, in a fight with Franklin, it turned out that he was no longer able to hold a punch. In that case, I would understand the meaning of this note, and so Promoter Eddie Hearn believes that fans and boxing experts are wrong when they demand from the ex-United Heavyweight Champion Anthony Joshua to return to the roots, again to amuse with wild and bright machinations. According to Eddie Hearn, Joshua's style began to change in 2017. In the course of that fight, Anthony himself was on the floor, was close to an early defeat. Joshua has improved, says Hearn. Perhaps it happened after the fight, in which he missed the most punches in his entire career, and which turned out to be the hardest and most exhausting for him. I think after that fight he realized that if you boxing in this style, then you cannot dream of a long and successful career. Anthony was criticized for his fight with Jermaine Franklin, but he did a great job in defense. Deflected a lot of punches with gloves, moved fantastically well, constantly changing the distance. Eddie Hearn still believes that Joshua really needs to be a little more aggressive. Will we ever see the old Joshua again? No, I don't think so. I don't think it will be as a spectacular again. I think he is more of a pure boxer now. The head of the Matchtoom Boxing promotion company, Eddie Hearn, reacted to the fee of his work. Former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, announced by TalkSport journalist for the December fight against American Deontay Wilder. The promoter suggested that AJ wouldn't want to fight for that kind of money. Now there are many different rumors about fighters and double arrangements with dozens, or such rumors as regarding fees. Today we all read in the press that the Saudis are allocating £200 million, 19 for Fury and 30 each for Joshua and Wilder. It will all be interesting to see. When I first saw it, I thought to myself, well, Joshua said $30 million, Hearn said. British heavyweight Hugh Fury says he is going to return to the ring soon. According to Hugh, it is not yet known who can become his opponent, but he would love to meet with his compatriot, ex-champion Anthony Joshua. Joshua is tough. He is a big tough guy, but he is not the same fighter anymore. This is one of those fights I want to get. I really couldn't adequately appreciate most of his fight against Franklin. You never know what's going to happen. 100%. I can fight Joshua. This duel can happen at the click of a finger. I want just such fights. Joshua has shown himself well outside the ring, but now he is not the fighter he once was, Fury said. American heavyweight Michael Hunter shared his opinion about the former United World Champion in his division Anthony Joshua. Hunter believes that in order to return to the top, AJ needs to work on his psychology. With Jermaine Franklin, Joshua didn't give a particularly good performance. I think he needs a little more time with Derrick James. It's hard to say anything, but I think Anthony Joshua is under a lot of stress. He is the face of boxing in the United Kingdom, so I know he feels a lot of pressure that I haven't even faced. I think that as soon as Joshua gets his head in order, he will be himself again. I think he is a great fighter. I think he just needs to come back and change his psychological tactics, Hunter said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.